What's up, guys? I'm Chelsea Hernandez, music editor at Swagger RS, and you're now tuned into my podcast, Time Out, where I have conversations with music related subjects about their workings in music.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's Chelsea Hernandez, music editor with Swagger RS, and you are tuned into Time Out. Today we have on Kapara. Sorry.
No, you got it. It's me.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's so cool to have you on. I came across you on TikTok, and then I think Dolo told me about you. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's
cool
awesome.
Yeah. So how old are you? How long have you been making music?
I am 24, and I've been making music since I was like 12 or something like that. Ever since I took my first guitar lesson or whatever.
So you started with guitar.
Yeah, I had started with guitar, and I had signed up for these lessons in St. Louis is where I'm from, and my guitar teacher would give me this music to read, and then he'd leave the room and come back and he'd let me practice. He'd come back, and I just wrote a song instead of actually learning anything. And he'd be all mad at me, and the lessons didn't last for that long. I ended up doing my own thing, learning guitar on my own, kind of. So.
Okay. Do you play any other instruments or?
I play a little bit of piano. My goal is to not master it, but be intermediate, you know what I mean, in like a year and a half. That's like my next goal instrumentally. So.
Nice. Piano is hard. I've tried many times and given up many times.
Yeah.
So good on you for trying that.
Thanks.
So how long have you, I guess, been making music professionally, or like when did you decide that you were going to pursue music?
I don't know, not any particular moment, because I was working as like a customer support person. Like I finished college, graduated, and then I got like a good job, good healthcare, which is good, and things like that. And then then I was doing music basically very part-time, and like putting stuff out on Spotify. And then I decided my music's actually good now, like my unreleased stuff. I was like, that's kind of cool. So I should probably quit and and go for it. So I quit my job. I told my boss, I was like, they promoted me actually. And I was like, I gotta quit because I have to do music. And she was like, that's cool. I had sent her my song, like my boss, and she liked it so much. She was like, that's cool. Like, you're so good. Like, just come back whenever you want. So actually, it wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't big time them. I wasn't like, I'm better than this. Like, I'm leaving. It was just like, she was like, oh, you're cool. I like your music, and come back whenever. So, and that's when I kind of got serious, which was like literally like 2 or 3 months ago. And then after I quit, I kind of blew up on TikTok, I guess you could say. I mean, 4.5 million is pretty cool. Like, it's not bad.
You blew up, not kinda, you did.
So that was cool. Yeah. And then now I have to blow up again. That's how life works. Just keep
going.
So
what on that same line or whatever, how do you plan on continuing that, I guess, relevance? Because like you said, 4.5 million is just about top tier, that's huge. So how do you make sure that doesn't die down?
Man, you got to keep posting every day, and it's hard because even the song that blew up, I didn't even like it, but I still posted it anyway. You know what I mean?
Isn't that crazy?
And I still recorded it in a day, because it was blowing up, and it was not at 4.5 million. It blew up to 500,000, and that's when I recorded the song in just one night with my friends in their bedroom, and that was awful. I felt like pain in my face, all in my face after that night. But it was cool, and it turned out really well. And I think I just got to do the same thing again. You know what I mean? Like, I already posted another one. It got 85,000 or 86,000 views, but it's just I don't think that's the one, I think I just got to keep going until I beat what I did last time. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it sucks because you want to go from a genuine place, at least at the lyrics. I think that's important. You know what I mean? Even if you don't like the melody that much, or it's not your best work instrumentally, I think that as long as you're speaking from a genuine place, people will connect with it. And if you just keep putting stuff out that's actually genuine, and you're not just trying to get views, even though it's important to get views, you know what I mean? I think that just comes with being genuine. Like I think the views will just come, after a long time. Because I mean, I used to put out videos all the time and they were just missing and missing and missing. And I think that's just how it works. You just do that until it doesn't miss anymore. So
Yeah.
and as long as you're being yourself, I think that's
Yeah.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean,
Yeah.
people are not just attracted to the music, but to the artists behind the music.
Mhm.
So staying genuine and, making sure that what you're writing means something to people will definitely result in, I think, longevity, if not, growth.
Yeah.
Who did you like grow up listening to? Who were your
Uh,
inspirations?
Man, the Beatles were huge. I mean, they're kind of obvious. Who else do I listen to? I wasn't ready for this. Is for some reason the hardest question because there's so many people I love. Yeah. I did like I used to like a lot like Modern Baseball, which is a pop punk group, and or whatever. Who else do I love? I don't know.
Like
Like
as a teenager, like who?
oh, My Chemical Romance. Oh man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were like top, you know what I mean? And as a teenager, I loved Cage the Elephant too, but not as they're still a great band. And I love them so much, but I think that you can overplay something just like you can eat something too many times and you throw up at the side of it. Like, you know what I mean? That's like Cage the Elephant to me.
Yeah.
I love them. I love them too much that I just like now I can't even listen because I heard everything so many times. But yeah, those I guess were my early influences,
Do
for
they
sure.
do you find yourself hearing influences or bits of them in your music or in the music that maybe you haven't published but that you've written?
Yeah, like definitely the Beatles. Anytime I'm doing like harmonies, it's the Beatles for sure. I just think that they like because I really love to get really trippy and like you know what I mean? I just love to make that kind of music, you know what I mean, where it feels like you're falling or you're floating or something like that in a bridge. That's where I usually like to do that. And so whenever it comes down to like the harmonies and doing like ahs and oohs and stuff like that, definitely the Beatles. And then I would say for like writing style and like just genuine sadness, because that's where I'm coming from lately, is My Chemical Romance is definitely a big influence there. Yeah. That's about
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, My Chemical Romance was like in my like top 10 or whatever repeated like artists that I would listen to as a teenager.
So cool.
Panic at the Disco, Paramore, like all of that.
Oh yeah, they're great too.
Fall Out Boy, all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I guess like what is your writing process like?
Um, it's just it used to be just make a really good. Well, actually, it's either one. It's either like I am trying to write the best lyrics I can, you know what I mean, and from a genuine spot, which is I think the best way to do a TikTok. I think that if you're gonna do a TikTok um, song for TikTok, like you should just do lyrics. Like you should just completely focus on lyrics, and then the melody is just easy. Just write a catchy melody. Like after that, and then the way I usually write music in the past would be to like create the best melody possible, the best guitar possible, and the best beat possible, and then the lyrics come. Like I would literally sing like just it almost sounded like my own language. I would come up with my own, just be like nothingness, just like singing into the void, like on the mic, like after the beat's done, the guitar's done, everything's done, and I just sing random words, and then I will put words to them later after hearing myself sing, and try to make a story out of the randomness that I used to sing into the mic. So that's something I haven't done in like a month or so, but I that's definitely a good way to write music if you want it to sound pretty, So.
Yeah. Okay. So the music that you've written so far that you've published, have they been based on real life experiences or like
Yeah, like a lot of my stuff that's already out is just it was just kind of like me just putting music out. I feel like there wasn't a lot of connection to it other than I Wanted You, is like that song. Like there was connection to that because I was about like a breakup that I had, and I don't know, and the piano's so beautiful. So definitely there. Yeah, that's from a breakup. And then this new one is just from me, the employment cost one that I came out with. That one's very genuine place. Like I just felt like I was a cog in the machine working every day. And it's just, I don't know, like I got to the point where I was just like, man, I just rather be homeless than like work at all. Like I know, I think a lot of people feel that way sometimes. I don't know, but only because
Maybe not
like
homeless.
yeah,
But
you know what I mean. Like I'd rather just like I don't know, I'd rather live in a boxcar than like than just pretend like I love something that I don't and just go day to day. Cause it's like, man, I know it's gonna sound so lame, but like life is like a gift, and like you have to, if you don't like do this now, it's like you're gonna totally regret it, and you're gonna be a grumpy old man that, you know, yells at teenagers, which I don't know. I don't want to be that guy, I guess.
yeah, no, I
So
completely agree. And that actually is one of my, I've listened to all of your music that's on Spotify, but that one, I love that one because it's so real. And I think because I'm 26 and it's like it hits, you know, like
yeah,
it really hits.
yeah,
So I love that one. And it also gives me like Bo Burnham vibes.
sure, yeah.
So yeah,
No, I
that's
mean I love Bo Burnham, and like I think it is weird because I started writing that, like, you know what I mean, like I started writing that in my bed before I was even a big Bo Burnham fan, and then I had seen Bo Burnham, and I was like, whoa, that's like how I feel. I was already writing about this kind of feeling, you know what I mean, it's a little bit different because he has a lot of money and he's already there, but yeah, I don't know, like I guess that is kind of like my vibe lyrically lately, is kind of a Bo Burnham lyrically, but like musically it's very like I want to make the, you know, most beautiful like sounds I can, or you know what I mean, or the most different sounds. I want to like genre bend, and you know what I mean. Like I feel like melodically I'm different from Bo Burnham, but it's lyrically very similar. I can see that for sure. Yeah.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
just lyrically that
Yeah.
like made me make that connection.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to genre bend. What genres would you like to like,
I'm
you
a
know,
genre bender, like the Avatar. Like I just
yeah.
want to like, I don't know, like I think it'd be cool to have, like I really love the story so far. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're like a pop punk band where it's like a lot. I only like their acoustic stuff, and so they do these like really beautiful acoustic guitar. They finger pick, and it's so gorgeous, and like. So I want to do, but then he sings like he like throws his voice out over the guitar, you know what I mean? Just like screams. Like I think that's a good example. Like, but I want to take it even further. Like I want to do that kind of, but I want to combine like pop punk, folk, and like even like a Beatles type vibe where it's like there are like a trippy, like there's a trippy section, or like there's just like a very beautiful section. You know, I don't want to be just like one genre, like one thing in a song. Even like I want the song to have like 7 different parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like the like employment cost is such a short song, but like I don't know, like there's so many different part sections, you know what I mean? There's like each section is a different thing almost, and I want to keep writing like that, but make each section almost like feel like a different genre, maybe not completely, but you know what I mean? But it's like there's sections where it's like, wow, this isn't pop punk anymore, this is like, you know, like indie folk, you know, for this bridge here. It's so random. That's what I mean by a genre bend, I guess. So yeah.
Okay, cool. No, I think that would be really, really cool. Really
Yeah.
interesting to hear from you. What song that you've written so far are you the most proud of? And not because it like blew up, just, you know, like because you have a connection to it, I guess.
Man, that's a tough question because they're not out yet. So
Well, that's fine.
yeah, there's a song called Daisies. I wrote it on a ukulele. I think I'm the most proud of that one because the bridge is just, it's so good that I would like, when I heard, every time I hear the bridge, I'm like, wow, I'd listen to this over some of the artists I listen to. And I think when you do that, that's when you're that's when you're doing something special, like because it's really easy to hate your own music. So if you think it's better than something you're listening to currently that you like a different artist, then that's the moment I was like, whoa. And actually that's the moment where I was just like, man, maybe I should leave my job. So when I heard my own bridge, which is super narcissistic and like whatever.
No,
But
it's
just like,
not.
wow,
Not
I love myself
narcissistic
so
at all.
much. Yeah, I don't know. But I had heard it and I was like, man, I should do this more. This
What is
music
it? Are you able to like say what it's about? The song?
Yeah, it's about death. It's about like,
Oh,
yeah, it's about
I love
dying.
how you said that.
Yeah.
So like casually.
Yeah, it's about dying. It's about it's about like basically doing monotonous tasks until you die. So it's like folding laundry was well, I hate laundry so much. I hate it so much. And
Okay.
yes, I'm overprivileged and my mom did my laundry for way too long in my life.
Oh, must be
But
nice.
yeah, it was very nice. But I just hate it so much. I don't know why. Probably that's why. But it's just like I kind of like go into the like monotony of life, and then I for the chorus, it's like, well, in the end, everybody dies, everybody bleeds, and it's like none of this really mattered. You know what I mean? And but it's a very like pretty song. It's none of it's yelling and none of it's punk at all. It's very it's just on a uke. It's almost like Hey Soul Sister, but meets, again, I'm going to bring up the Beatles, like meets the Beatles, or like more of an indie, or like a kind of like a trippy vibe. But yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to it. Do
Yeah.
you have like a date for it? No?
I don't know. Like that's the thing. It's really hard right now because it's like I'm growing. I just went from like 5,000 monthly listeners to 20,000 in like a week and a half. And so I feel like I really want to drop my great stuff, but I want people to hear it. So I think that if I can get myself up to a certain monthly listeners is kind of when I'm kind of determining when I drop my best stuff. Because I have very good music, but it's really weird because some stuff doesn't really translate to TikTok. It's like, you know what I mean? And I'm using that as my marketing tool at this point in my life, you know what I mean, in my career. And it's like people really just want to like pay attention to the lyrics, I think, on TikTok, like, because I see some like people on TikTok that are just unbelievably talented, like they're just crazy at guitar, or like they're making just like the most beautiful like song on a loop pedal or something, but it's like that got less views than my song talking about a condom and my dad, and it's just like and it's just like, okay, well, I mean, like, you know what I mean? And that's what I mean by like, I feel like I have better music. It's just because the beats are better, or like the singing is way better, and I'm just kind of waiting to drop those until I can get, until I can market myself a little bit more, which I have a lot more planned to do that. So kind of get myself out there.
What?
So no, there's not a solid date. Yeah.
Okay. What monthly listener count are you wanting to get before you do release your music?
Yeah, before I release like the good stuff, like I'm waiting until like 100,000 monthly. And I think that's because it was really clear to me, like I had when I had dropped the employment cost thing, right? People went and listened to my other stuff, and I was like, oh, my other stuff's not even that good. I wish I had my better music out already. But I was just yeah, but that's what I was saying. I was like, oh crap. So if I could just do that a couple more times, you know what I mean? And then have this other stuff drop, it's like people will come and listen to that. And I think that'll really help. Or, and I'm still going to try to like do it on TikTok. I just don't think it translates as well, but I'm still going to try to kind of get my unreleased stuff out onto TikTok too. So we'll see. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to, I guess, plug or say or anything like that?
Plug? I don't know. I guess I wanted to say anybody like that wants to work with a producer should work with Sensu. His name is Sensu. He's like the best producer ever, like God level producer. So
I like that name. I don't, maybe someone else mentioned it to me.
He's
but
so good.
That sounds familiar for some reason.
Yeah, there's no way he's not gonna make like 50 like Billboard hits, at some point in his life. So I don't know. He's just so good. So yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah. plug a different person while I'm here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. It's
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure you follow Swagger RS for the latest in music, fashion, and creative culture.
Awesome.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Time Out, and be sure to subscribe, rate, and share the podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, be sure to follow us at Swagger RS on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.